First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to record this video and to communicate and broadcast it to my followers. I belong to a generation who lives in internet, and yesterday I reached a conclusion when you told us about the difference between the I consciousness and the oneness consciousness. So I just realized that young people my generation is living in something that I came to define yesterday as the internet consciousness. So the analysis I'm making is that we are not living neither in the I consciousness nor in a oneness consciousness, but in this internet consciousness where there is a reality that is even disconnected with the real world. So we're just reflecting something that is out there. So thank you for bringing us back to humanity, and for and in a moment where we risk to become like machines, that you remind us about our shared humanity. And thanks God, there are people like you who just remind us about that fundamental truth. So within this context, I would like to share with you what happened to me these days, which was also the answer to that question that I had asked you. Okay? So I was so connected with my intellectual and rational part that I had a hard time connecting with my heart. So what I realized during the trip to our childhood is that regardless that I have millions of followers and friends, I had created a huge barrier, and that has roots in the history of my family and my parents in their separation. I was just living sort of in my mind, and I didn't feel it was important or that it mattered to actually, in different opportunities, to express my feelings. So it was amazing for me to see how much I was able to cry during that. And my mother has been always with me my entire life, but my father left me when I was a child. So, and plus I moved around a lot. I changed a lot of schools and cities, so I never had a huge social circle around me. So during this process, I just saw my father and my mother with me around the table, something that I never experienced. So that's when I started to cry and to realize what was happening, to forgive, and thinking also about my father. So it was quite amazing to me that without the use or helps of drugs, I was able to travel so far in this reality. So it was amazing because I was just seeing things, them together. So I was experiencing this huge happiness, and when I woke up, so we met in the group, and I shared the experience with the group. And again, I started crying a lot. And I said that what I was imagining was my parents when they were young, in love, and happy. So, of course, there were many other ideas, but the fact is that when we left the group, I connected to internet. And I received a message from my mom, which was a picture. Like a discussion, an argument with my mom, because I wanted to do a video with her, and she didn't want to, because she doesn't like a picture to be taken or to go on camera. And she sent me this picture. So when I saw that, I was completely confused, and I showed it to everybody. So what message says, I my love, that's your father just sent me this picture. And I was 22 years old, you were 6 years old, so it was exactly the time he was thinking about. So it might seem all scripted or planned, but I know it was the power of love, it was the power of my mind, and that I was able to connect all of them with. When we did the soul sync meditation,
y lo transformé y lo completé y lo rodeé totalmente de esta aura dorada. Y ahí fue cuando perdoné a mi padre.
That was my moment when I forgave my father, and I realized
vengándome de él.
that I was doing what he had done to me as a sort of a revenge. I was punishing him for leaving us.
Y comprendí muchas situaciones de
And
las
I was
que
doing
había
actually the
estado
same.
pasando
I was doing to my
desde mis
father.
20 a mis 24 años.
I understood many of the situations that I lived with every person that was
Y es que estaba haciendo exactamente
hurting
lo
me in
mismo
some
con
way.
cualquier persona que medio me lastimaba. Y bueno, ya no quiero hablar
So he
más
said thank
de
you
mis
for the
sentimientos.
change, thank for all the
Pues,
learning,
ya
and
para
he said
terminar,
that
gracias en verdad otra vez por ayudar al cambio, por ayudar a las personas, por ayudarlas a encontrar, y porque este es un camino totalmente increíble, es un camino
the most
de
beautiful
conciencia, es un camino de
moment for
realidad.
him is when at
Y
the
lo
end
más
of the
bonito de las
meditation he
meditaciones es
opens
cuando
his
abro
eyes.
mis ojos. Thank you. No sé, ¿quieras
If you
compartir
can share
también
some
algunas
words so that I
palabras
can-
conmigo para
Exactly.
llevarlo?
We believe that we are separate individuals and we are separate in our consciousness. But we are not. We are connected in our consciousness. And the more we realize this, the more we are able to see the connection. A transformation in your consciousness is bringing about changes in your life. The experience of wholeness within you is bringing about new things that you've never experienced in your life. If we can become whole, if we can become complete, if we can become an individual capable of nurturing this connection, it will transform your life, but it doesn't stop there. It will transform lives of so many people. Something that you've been carrying along with you over probably all your life has begun to change. And that will change your life. That will change the life of your loved ones.
Will change the world.
Definitely it will change the world.
Thank you so much.
Field of Abundance.